Alrighty, hello friends, hello everybody, how's it going? Good, good evening, good late night I guess, for some. Hope you are all doing well. What's up? Let's see, who's here? Jur, hello, Knighting, hello. William, hello, Funky, hi. Ricardo, hola hola, William, oh yeah, I said William already, hello. Blue Crayon, how's it going? Diego, buenas noches, hola. Buenas noches. No mames, güey. No mames. How's it going, my friends? Alright, so I guess where do we leave off yesterday? So yesterday I built a whatchamacallit, this board, the DN Ogre, the Zekworks Ogre with DN Works modifications. Built it with the alu bottom and the brass bottom. I actually switched back to the brass bottom, and as of, compared to yesterday's build, I actually added one layer of just like regular shelf liner, like, it's like kitchen shelf liner or whatever. And it was pretty nice. Actually, I think I like it more with the brass bottom than the alu bottom with the shelf liner in. The alphas still sound nice and crisp. And I think the spacebar now sounds even better. So yeah, just one layer of shelf liner kind of did the job to address all the resonance in the case. So that was easy. And tonight we are going to be building the Studio Class 100, which came in this gigantic box you can see here. Is the shelf liner acting like a case foam? Yeah, it's basically that. It's basically the same thing. It's just, it's just daily household, or not a daily, but it's a, it's just a regular household item. You can buy it for your kitchen drawers or whatever, or any drawers you have, or like cabinets or whatever, and it's super cheap. Like you can buy it for like a couple bucks or a few bucks from Amazon, and they come in these long rolls. And so I had some left over from just kitchen stuff, and so I decided to put in a little bit of shelf liner just to see how it sounded, and it sounds pretty good. All right, so big board indeed, a big bird. I have ton of that at home. Never thought of using it for my boards. Yeah. I mean, back when people didn't want to spend a lot for any like dampening materials and things like that, they would just put in stuff that they find at home. Like, it can be like a piece of like cloth or a piece of foam that they find in other things. And as long as it's like thin enough to fit in the case, that's good enough, right? Obviously now we get these fancy, these very fancy like foam kits. Like it's not fancy, but pre-prepare and pre-cut and everything. So it's fancy in that sense. It's like the work is done for you. So it's easy to do that too. But when you don't have anything like that, and you can just cut it yourself, then you can just use household items like that. All right, so let's open up this box. It's very big, as you can see. I'm just taking off the cover. It's just a folded cardboard piece with a printout that says Class Studio, and it resembles this sort of like they made it to resemble the manual of this like OG OEM board, like this vintage board essentially. Mason, hi. Woman's touch. Man, that's a good copy pasta. That's a good one. Oh my. Oh my god. I like shocked everything here. Whoa. I like took out this piece of foam and I felt the shock in my ear. Oh my god. That was a lot of static. Ooh. Ooh, sheesh. Wow, so much static. Holy moly. Oh my god, I could feel the static. Oh, I still feel it. Oh my god, I need to like do something about this. I need to like do something about this. There's a lot of static in this box right now. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Touch it with something metallic. God. Oh. There it goes again. Oh my god. There it goes again. You're gonna short your camera? Yeah, I know, right? Scary. Oh god. You're going to short Kupo? True. Okay, it comes with its own screwdriver. That's kind of nice. I think that's a ribbon cable. Screws, more screws, and a screwdriver here. Okay, and then we have a variety of plates in here. We have a solderable PCB. We have a foam kit. Oh, we have a hot swap PCB too. Oh, that's kind of convenient. Okay, now how do I do this? Maybe I need to move this box away. Okay, I got the rest of it. So here's the keyboard. So open it up. Oh my god, this is big. All right, let's talk about what we have over here. So we got a screwdriver with the screwdriver bits. That's kind of nice. Have the silicone sockets. That's for the top mount. It's isolation top mounts, and these are the screws that go for them. That's an extra ribbon cable and stuff. Got some force brake pads. And then we got some extra screws, like spares. And then the box comes with like this cover that is essentially the manual. Kind of shows you how to build it. And then some arranged shortcuts for the FN key. There's a buzzer and a solenoid like a lot of the other class series of keyboards. So pretty nice. Keyboard service guide. Pretty cool actually. It's a cool way to do it. Okay, and so let's see. This box had a label on it, right? Oh, there we go again. There goes the static. Included, I have a PC plate, an alu plate. All right, so this is polycarb. This is a polycarb plate. This is a full aluminum plate. And then we have a half plate option too. Half plate option. So the half plate option, let's see. It looks like it's half plate on the main cluster and then a full plate on the nav clusters, or sort of like, sort of like that. Pretty nice. And then a hot swap and a solderable PCB, and then foam kit. All right, and so this board is a full size, as you can see. So it will take anywhere from 102 to 106-ish switches. And so to build with that many, I need to have enough switches. And so I was taking a look at what switches I had that I have enough of, and I have these three options. I brought kind of different enough options, I think. They're all linears, but hopefully these will be good to your liking. So on one hand, I have this classic MX Black Nixies, right? So I have Nixies. These are lubed and spring swapped and filmed, right? So we have MX Blacks, classic. Then we have, these are the Novelkeys Classic Blue switches. So these are full travel linears from Novelkeys. These are pre-lubed, factory lubed with 205, if I recall correctly. And then lastly, we have these LumenKey Astral switches. These are going to be long pole linears. So these are long pole linears, 50-55 gram bottom out, and we have, you know, enough switches for that as well. So those are the three options I prepped for this. And so we can pick a switch, and then we can pick a plate. So we can do that. Are the NK Classics like the Silks? They're different from the Silks. They're not JWK switches. I forget what manufacturer they use. They work with someone affiliated with Type Plus. But I don't know what the manufacturer actually is. HMX with all foams? Flocky. What's up, Sonny? HMX only? Okay. I don't even have HMX here, but yeah. Or are the LumenKeys HMX? I don't think so, right? I don't think they are. I need boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Alright. So let's pick some switches first. And then let's pick a plate after. How's that? Poll. So switches first. MX Blacks, Nixies, NK Classic Blues, and LumenKey Astrals. These are a long pole. Oh, doesn't quite fit there. All right, you can pick from those three. That's a nice red. Oh yeah, this is a nice red. So this looks like it's coated. It's probably a powder coat. This chat has free will. HMX meta now? It definitely is a meta for long pole switches. I mean, they've also released some like quasi non-long pole, like rail bottom out or whatever they call it. And they've been releasing more like tactiles, and like there's like switches that are like emulate amount of scratch as well. But yeah, HMX is pretty. It's been like the big new thing. But I mean, there's gonna be people who still use a lot of Gateron, Cherry, you know, all the old stuff as well. All right, so this is what the board looks like up close. Is the focus manual right now? No, there we go. So it has an intentional seam, the nice little chamfer And then the bottom kind of, it actually is like curved like this. It's not a full shelf. Kind of looks like that. It's actually rounded at the top and at the bottom, which is pretty interesting, or rather at the back and the front. Pretty interesting contour of this. And so you have this kind of polycarb cover that lines the whole top part. And underneath here, there will be LEDs. There will also be housing the connectors, and the solenoid and the buzzer are like located under here. And then they have like these markers from escape all the way to the print screen cluster. There's this one that says calc at the end. But basically this is because they're emulating this vintage board as well. I think, what was it called again? The vintage board they're emulating. I think it's the VT220 LK201 is the model. No way! Nixies? Oh, Nixies it is. Okay, alright. Who could have predicted it? And then there's a removable badge here on the right side. I think this is sandblasted brass with an infill. It says Class 100 infilled. But it's pretty interesting because it actually has like little grooves. So they had to infill each of these individual like cavities. So pretty nifty. And then you have an internal brass weight and an external brass weight. And then we have these long feet that are non-adhesive at the bottom that cover the screws. And then kind of similar to that like manual, they also have red infill on the bottom weight, which is really cool. So it's pretty neat, honestly. John Works feet. John Works. Also, hi Kiris. Hello. Hi Chris. And then Noxygen, is this one of those lightning custom hand forged meteorite Damascus builds? Yes, of course, as always. Classic blues are too quiet, I would say. Ah, okay. Cherry is losing money right now. I want 5mm travel switches now. Why do people like pole bottoming? Yeah, people like their long poles, because they're loud. Imagine if they got a business, someone managed to acquire the tooling. I wonder how that would go. All right, so now let's pick the plate too. All right, we haven't picked the plate, so plate for Nixies. So this is gonna be full alu, half alu, and full PC. I have a Vint board like that has up to F20 on the marking. Yeah, like there's also like those Wise boards that have the little markings as well. Sad they stopped doing EC options for their boards. Oh, really? Oh no, just 30 F keys? Ah, casual. Long poles get me very excited. Nice. We can all appreciate a long pole. No Cherry Firefinch switches. I don't have any Firefinch. I haven't ordered any yet. Pardon? I mean, hey. I feel like if this board had a 0.5 U gap below the F row, it would look a lot better. Oh, so you mean matching this bezel with this bezel. Bot had a funny with the pole, I think. Wait, really? It seems to be working okay. They should do Cherry MX Kiwis. Just get MX Oranges. That's MX Kiwi and MX JD all at the same time. Oh, I just couldn't see it. Oh, if you're on desktop, you should be able to. I think sometimes the polls on mobile are borked. I have found. Yeah, Twitch mobile is pretty jank. Twitch mobile is really jank, actually. Okay, so half alu. All right, the final question that I will ask the chat is foam or no foam? And the foam or no foam question is gonna be, let's see what type of foam we have. We have, I guess the case foam, I always leave it anyway. Like it's very optional. I think the real question is, do we use PE foam and plate foam? With a half plate? Gnome? Alright. We'll do no foam because I figure that's what probably people want. And that's what I would do myself. And I think the class boards actually have been pretty good with no foam. I built a good number of them now, and just the 65, the 80, and the 0413, and they were pretty good with no foam. Buh. Alright, half alu plate. I'll do hot swap, makes my life easier. So let's talk about compatibility. So I think the compatibility is pretty much the same. So you have a full top row, split and regular backspace. Then you have ISO and ANSI as well. And then you have splitting numpad options also available. You have a 625 and a 7U bottom roll available, and a stepped and regular caps lock as well. Honestly, pretty nice. It looks like there are no LEDs on board at all, but there are LEDs on the daughterboard components in the board. Lots of holes in the hot swap PCB. Well, it just, yeah, it's for the ISO stuff especially. And the 625. The rest is pretty standard for a lot of other boards as well. I did start today's stream kind of late, so I might use some of the stabs that I already have lubed. Save myself a little extra time. Okay. Yeah. Where's my favorite piece of foam? Here for work. Diego, what are your two more recent favorite switches that I've tried? I've tried the Gateron Konsus that I tried on Lamp's Spider was really nice. It was a switch that I felt like it was like typing on creams, but with none of the extra work involved in getting creams like nice and smooth and whatnot. I really like those. That's one of them. Other ones that I recently just tried, actually one of the HMX switches that came out, like this like came out a little while now, but the Sonias were pretty good. I like the way they sounded, like pretty bright. and were like quasi full travel, I think. Those were pretty good. And had like a little amount of scratch that emulated a little bit more of like cherry-like sound. Those were nice too. Those I tried on a friend's keyboard, and that was pretty good. I would say if I had to pick one of the HMX switches, that was pretty nice. The Gadron Sillyworks full travel linears might be a sleeper pick. Which ones are those? Are those like the... No, that's not the fades and stuff, right? Those are... The fades are bowls. Onyx are swag keys. Or is that Sillyworks? I'm not sure. Gadron, Onyx. Oh yeah, swag keys, that's right. Yeah, I remember those from Bowl's store. He has a few of these like interesting switches. I've never tried the lanes. The L'Orange were okay. Actually, they're pretty nice. The L'Orange switches that he had were pretty good. I haven't tried the stub stems or the SWK stuff. I haven't really tried. I might order some of the Firefinch at some point. I only tried a few samples of the GAT Type R's, but I've not tried Type A or Type L. Yeah, I haven't tried those. Yeah, the Type R's, like out of the tactiles that I've seen, those were really nice. Like among the newer-ish switches. I don't buy a lot of new switches, to be honest, because I just end up not using them. So like for my personal stuff. So yeah. But occasionally I do purchase like batches. Like I just bought some Colin 2s and that's like the Sonias, for example, because I actually like them personally, and I figured I could use them on either a personal build or not personal build. So. Alright, so I have some stabs here already done from before. I can use some of these, and then I'm gonna lube some extra ones. I need to lube some extra ones for the numpad, so I'm gonna do that. How about Key Geeks? Key Geeks, I've only tried like one of them. Hold on, let me check which ones I have. Key Geek. I've tried the LM, Key Geek LM, or at least that's what they called it at the time. I heard about the Key Geek intros, but I haven't tried those. Or like the oats, I've heard good things about those as well. The oats. And like the, you know, it's like Y3 and B1, like these 2-letter ones I've heard good things about. And then I think I saw, who was it? Which content creator was it? Was it Scoot Bar maybe? I think Scoot Bar was using some of the Orange Boys, which looked interesting. But yeah, I haven't really tried too many of the Key Geek switches. I've heard good things about a few of them though. Like the oats in particular, I've heard a lot of good things about them. Keylins are still my favorite Key Geeks. Oh, interesting. Which ones are those? I think I saw them. Keylin. Linears. Okay. 3.6 millimeter, 48 gram. Pretty light. Pretty long single stage spring. Still pretty light though. 48 gram bottom out is like really light. Okay, I'm gonna just rehash some of these stabs. I use them at the office. I can't type all day with them. Oh, nice. Nowadays, I don't even look at new switches unless it's full travel. I'm personally with you. I feel like new switches to me that aren't full travel don't interest me as much, admittedly. Like I don't mind trying out like long pole or even shorter bottom out like switches, but my preference is still using a full travel switch, like for personal use. Cherry forever? I mean, probably. I like Gateron switches a lot too. Like Gateron has pretty good offerings that are full travel, like among the old ones as well as some of the new ones. All right, let's get some more stabs. 3.8, 3.9 are still all right for me. Yeah, those are fine. I've tried like HMX switches that are 3.8, 3.9, and those are pretty good too. Yeah, I think 3.6 it starts getting really low for me. Like a little too short, right? I should have bought some stuff from G on sale. Like, or, you know, like the sales that were during that time. I heard there are some good deals. I'm not sure what, also there's like the October sales back before, like the, you know, before November. And I didn't check those out either. But I also heard there are some good deals there as well. I don't really keep up with all the sales and stuff. G on sales feel like donations sometimes. They're pretty good, yeah. I wish I kept track. I just don't keep track, and so I kind of forget. I think the only thing I sometimes keep track of is like maybe like in stock key sets, or occasionally like someone will tell me about a few switches like repeatedly, and I'll be like, oh, maybe I'll check that out. But I feel like I haven't really paid close attention to all of these new releases, and then like keeping track of sales is even more impossible, I feel. Too many boards, not enough space. Yeah, that's me, for sure. $7 for 70 switches is kind of crazy. WTF is this? Is the October emote. You can blame Drua for it. Oh yeah, I need to update the build command. Now that we have the specs all set. Do that in a bit. Laughs in Zeal. Zeal switches are pretty expensive even with sales, I feel. Like with sale they come down to like normal full price pricing in stock. Alright, oh yeah. Let's update that build command now. Let's see. So we are building tonight with Cherry MX black clear, or Cherry MX Nixie switches. These are Lube with I don't remember the specs. 205 G0 with 62 grams Swacky springs and films. They'll be mounted on an aluminum half plate, and that's that. Okay. All right. Chewy springs, yeah. I bought some of the Swacky's Chewy springs during when Bowl had first stocked them. I already ran through them actually. I ran out now. I need to get more. I like them. I like the Chewy springs, Swacky's Chewy springs. And then I also like the Swacky's films quite a lot. I also need to get more. I also ran out of those. But I'm waiting for the springs to restock first. Getting them directly from Swacky's is kind of pricey shipping wise and whatnot. So gonna wait for the restock on Bull store. I haven't tried the other Swaki springs though, like not the chewy ones, so I can't really tell much about the difference. But the ones I've tried have been pretty good. 62 gram and 63.5, I think. Those are the two weights I tried for the chewies. Alright, let's get these tabs ready. Interestingly, one of my professors canceled the final exam. Huh, how come? Is it like did they get sick or something, or someone can't cover, or are they just basing the grade off of other stuff? Usually when that happens, they tell you like why they do it, right? Everyone walks with an A? Whoa, that's crazy. Wait, it sounds like a very extenuating circumstance. That's rare. Or maybe they just don't care. They're like, oh, whatever, y'all get A's. Okay, it's cool. Thanks for coming to class. You guys learn everything you need to learn. Depends on what kind of class it is, though. Honestly, I don't think grades matter for some specific types of courses. Like, all the learning happens in discussions or, like, you know, workshops or, like, other things, exercises. Like writing courses, for example, or like literary courses, things like that. Do you have spring swap preferences? What do you mean? Like what weight? What type of springs? Things like that? I mean, generally I do. Like I will swap most... Like I'll swap all cherry switches, springs for sure. For what type of switches what type of springs I use, I either use TX, I'll say I use TX, Spread, and Swackies pretty much are the usual springs that I use. And then weighting wise, I will do 60 to 65 usually. Sometimes I'll go down to 55 or 57, but not as often. I usually use medium length switches, springs, sorry, for TX, for example, so I'll take that as a reference. I don't really use long springs much. I do have some like builds with long or extra long springs, so like the 17 or 18 millimeter ones, I think. Those are nice too, but I tend to go with medium length for the springs. Out of those brands, I don't really have a preference as long as they don't like feel weird or like have, you know, are noisy or whatever. I don't mind. I don't care. They work. That's all that matters. He felt like grades are too restrictive and exams are useless for discrete math. Huh. Interesting. Well, actually, discrete math, that's probably fair. For discrete. For discrete, I feel like because, well, it depends on how you're doing your discrete math class. Are you doing it proof-based? If you learned how to do that and you like did it through your like your problem sets and homeworks and other things and like, or maybe like walkthroughs in class and all that, then yeah, you kind of learn from the class itself. And the exams honestly don't really say much sometimes. What the? I need to grab this PCB properly. There we go. We had no homeworks after the midterm? Huh. That's kind of interesting. So the midterm was really the only evaluation. Do you guys do a lot like for in class, or just lecture? He couldn't figure out how to give us homework? What? Discrete math is so... Discrete math is not even like that higher level. To not have homeworks or not be able to give out homework is kind of more of an excuse. I feel like this all sounds more of an excuse to not do it. To be honest, I feel like it's not like it hasn't been done. Kind of whack. Yeah. There was supposed to be a second midterm in Torah Thanksgiving. Okay. I see a pattern here. I see the pattern. I see the pattern. They don't care. No. This is this is nothing about the learning and the, oh, this is my philosophy of how to teach this. It is absolutely not about that. It is not about that at all. For sure. But not having a good discrete math class can be pretty bad for your future electives. Especially like if you're a math or comp sci major. Or I guess engineering, no, not so much. It depends. I guess maybe computer engineering, yeah. But and I guess if you're doing analytical work for EE, maybe also. But yeah, control engineering as well. Yeah, gotta know all that stuff. It's discrete math is an important class, in my opinion. So kind of flaking off of that is a little crazy. Oh, we're doing hot swap and half plate, huh? I guess I'll only put keycaps once. Also, at least I'm using 5 pins. It's okay. Why need to know when I have ChatGPT? Why not friend when friend-shaped? My school students' skill issues with discrete math did not help them with many of the later courses, completely wrecked them in the more theoretical. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen if discrete didn't go well. It definitely wrecks you later on if you don't have some of the bases that you learn from that. I actually did not take a full discrete course. I just got what I needed and I didn't have it required. Like I was in EE and physics, but I didn't have it required. I just had stuff from discrete embedded in other courses, so they didn't require us to actually take discrete. But I liked math, so I tended to just, you know, pick up a few extra things here and there. I tested out a discrete. Oh, you can do that? That's kind of nice. Did the entire 2-hour final in 20 minutes to test out and dip. Ooh, sweet. Wow, you smart. I'm not that smart. Well, or I didn't have that. I didn't have a strong math background, actually. My math background kind of sucked. I was terrible in math in like through high school and whatnot. I was not that good at math. I actually learned a lot of my math in college and got better with it. But I would say, like, if you give me a math test, I'm not gonna be very good at it. I did not do well on my linear algebra course, like the proof-based one. There were like two different kinds. There was one called Vectors and Matrices, which was a more exercise and computation-based linear algebra course. And then there was a linear algebra course that was based on more proof-based, like knowing your theorems and your postulates and your, like, you know, corollaries or whatever, and doing proofs. And that one I didn't do too hot in, but it got better later on because I had to do more proofs for like physics. I've been doing competitive math since middle school. Oh, damn. Okay. Cool. Cool. I remember not showing up to discrete. That's funny. It was in the weird spot as a semi-prereq. Yeah, it is considered a prereq, so. Damn. Y'all smart people then, huh? These are way smarter people than me talking to me right now. I was not that good of a student. I was okay. Just test out and take a cool elective to stay full-time at that point. Oh my god. Alrighty, let's test these steps. I thought competitive math was the average Asian American experience. Oh, I'm not Asian American. Well, now I am, but I didn't grow up here, so I didn't have access to whatever Olympiad and that stuff. I went to public school for a while, and you know. And then I went to a private school, but even then we didn't have these competitions and fancy shit. We just took our class and that was it. Go fuck off and do other things. Competition availability was more of a school community availability thing? Yeah. Yeah, no. I'm aware. But yeah, that no such thing was like around us, so we didn't have any of that. I guess what kind of competitions did I actually do? I guess I went to debate. I did debate, like world style debate. So I went to debate things. I did debate and model UN in high school. I was one of those kids. I didn't do any fancy math or science stuff. Debate and debate 2.0. Mr. Verbal Brawler. I actually did it to get over my fear of speaking. I really was not good with public speaking and just in general, like putting my ideas out there. So I did it to kind of get over that and to like get more experience. It was terrifying, to be quite honest with you. There are these kids who were like so good, so eloquent and so smart, but yeah. Debate and its consequences, etc., etc. Yep. Becomes eloquent on stream, win-win. I mean, I'm better at it now for sure. You have such a way with words. Oh, how charming. Oh wait, I don't need this one. I'm gonna leave the badge on because why not? Wait, is this half plate on hot swap? Yes, it is. I will say that the cutouts on for the switches are pretty snug on Cherry. Pretty snug, so I think you'll be fine for the half plate portion at least. For the open part, I think you'll be fine. Obviously, if I swap keycaps, it's a pain in the ass, but as long as I'm not doing that, it's okay. Ninewalker, how are you, my friend? Are custom keyboards foaming at the mouth? Yeah, for real. What are those fun switches that have the funny locking pins for the 5-pin holes? Who carried those? Was it Canon Keys? Was it the Haimu stuff or was it Texi? I don't even know, man. I think it was the Haimu, right? Haimu clipper switches. I haven't tried them, but well, it sounds right because the name is pretty much reference that they have these clips. They look cool. The Haimu, I mean, Haimu switches actually are pretty nice. I actually really like the Haimu silence. I think if you're looking for silent switches, Haimu silence are like really silent. They're really nice. I've enjoyed those quite a bit. Actually, some of the non-silent ones can be also pretty nice. There are a few from the Pastel line that they did that were pretty good. I do wonder if it really is not removable with 1.2mm PCBs. Oh, no idea. I do wonder about that too, now that you mention it. Lycheek's Silence have the same bottom out feel as Taupe. Huh. Never heard of those actually. Ever since or rather, since I don't like keep up super closely with all the releases. Never heard of that. Shame they went out of business. Huh. You're saying this is an MX switch, but it had a feeling that was similar to Taupe? It's kind of cool. Lycheek's molds were acquired by Wingtree. Oh. I have not tried the Wingtree switches yet. I know a bunch of people have, like Alex, Scoopar, Patty, I think, tried the Wingtree ones. I have not tried the Wingtree switches. I've heard good things though. Like, people seem to like them. The Wingtree ones. Like, the reception looked good. I'm not sure like overall, but it seemed good. Maybe there's hope that they'll run something like that for them. Like Taupe. It's kind of cool. Wait, am I gonna have enough switches here? I thought I did have enough. Yeah, I think I do. Just enough, I think. I'm procrastinating grading final projects right now. Are you a TA? Or are you a teacher or like a professor or educator? TA? Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't miss grading. I mean, grading was easier than doing TA sessions, to be honest. Like, I think the worst is doing a review TA session for like kids in like engineering who just kind of want the answers fed to them, and I was like, you're gonna get out of here and you're not gonna do well in the exam because you're just gonna try to memorize, but I don't even know what the professor's gonna give you. Well, I kind of have an idea, but I don't know the exact questions. So, and it's always like a twist of like something from before, or like, you know, it's kind of fresh, you know, for like a good amount of it. And I was like, I mean, good luck. And yeah, TA review sessions, yeah, those are rough sometimes. Some of the questions that you could ask, I'm just like, this was like week 2, guys. It's like this is week 2. It's like if you didn't catch that on week 2 and you didn't like week 7 or 8, you're screwed for the rest. like there's like stuff like that, right? Like some stuff that's like foundational enough that like if you didn't do it, then you're kind of messed up. Like you're done messed up, and it's gonna be really tough to like fully grasp. I mean, it depends on the class though. Some classes were much easier than others. All right. Okay. So building itself is done, I think. So 1.6mm PCB. And let me check something. Let's see. Right. Okay. All right. Let's open this up. All right. So let's see. How does one do this? So we have the back, and then I'll just double check. Oh, take off the PC blocker and screw out 2 screws on both sides. Take the silicone feet and screw out 4 screws. Oh, there's screws at the top? Okay, hold on. Interesting. So you can take off this Oh. Oh, how smart. Oh, it's magnets. Magnets, how do they work? It's magnetic. Well, that's nifty. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Okay, and let's see, let's try this screwdriver here. They provided. So oh, magnetic. Cool. Okay, so 2 screws, and then we flip it over. Take out the bump on. Oh, the top side doesn't have any. Oh. It's just the bottom side? Okay. Top side didn't have any screws. It's just the bottom side. Oh, this is interesting. Look at this. What the custom molded feet with a taper. This is so interesting. This bump on is actually has a shape that's not just like a, it's not a flat like a parallelogram type of shape. The front of the board is actually curved to the contour of the board. This is actually pretty neat. It actually has this like 3D taper. That's a cool silicone foot mold. Okay. K screws are M2.5s, which is good. I prefer them not to use M2s, please. Like M2s for cases, especially large cases, is bad, in my opinion. I don't know why people use them. I mean, I get that they have a small footprint, but honestly, dangerous, easy to strap, etc. I don't like. I'm the TA, but have been responsible for 85% of the grade of this course with basically no oversight. Crazy. Oh, damn, that's insane. That is a lot of work for you. Alright, so there comes off our top and bottom piece. So it's 2 screws at the top and 4 screws at the bottom. Actually, for a board of this size and weight, it seems like too few screws on the top side, but okay. Whatever, it's fine. If it works, it doesn't seem like it has any bowing or any kind of weirdness. So, alright, so let's see. So this is top mount, and they use these silicone socks that are kind of also custom molded. They look like this. So you put the screw from this side, I think, and they fit on here. And there's different sizes to pretty much match that. So kind of, so if you want to do that, so we can match this up to the case first, just to see the size of the little socks. And so we have long ones here. So they just kind of fit perfectly to the plate tabs, which is nice. Wow, these molds are also kind of fun. Like, look at this. It's a pretty complex. I mean, well, it's a better than just a rectangular shape, but it actually has a little curvature to it because the screw is gonna, you know, press this in a little bit. Nice attention to detail, and there's also like little alignment tabs on the silicone pieces. Pretty neat, honestly. I appreciate little touches like that. So mounting points, we have none at the spacebar itself, so 2 around it. You can freely remove. They also recommend that you can actually remove one of them if you want. If you want something like different sounding, like lively or spacebar is what they say, but you know, it could be anything depending on what build you have. It's well thought out, that's for sure. I've actually enjoyed building these class series of boards. They pack in quite a lot for what they offer. I believe this one is starting price is like $370, so it's not a bad deal for a full size and with all the like bells and whistles that they're offering here. The male brain when every potential problem is accounted for. Yeah. Pretty cool. Okay, we got these screws. Oops. One thing I do notice here is that the top mount screws are actually these Phillips minus shape heads. I don't know why. Why not just use hex? Why go with a minus? Minus can slide. Oh wait, that's not true. Wait, hold on. Are all of these screws like that? No, it's just this one. Never mind. But yeah, these minus like shapes can slide. So like you risk slipping and like scratching something if you make a mistake. I don't like that. That part I don't like. Attention to detail good, but this one I feel like it could have just been hex. Why did they go with the minus? Why not just hex? Why not just keep it to the same type of screw that they use for the case? Why change the shape? So now the male brain when every potential problem is not accounted for. It's a little strange choice, right? Like, yeah. The screws themselves feel quite nice quality though. Like they have a threaded portion and they have a step portion. So the step portion actually will make contact. Well, it will go through, but it will provide it'll actually fill that part of where it's isolated by the dampener here. So that part is nice. The screws themselves are pretty cool, pretty nice. But yeah, why did they go with minus? Is that all that was available? Like, are these screws not available in other top shapes? Perhaps, maybe that's why. But I feel like it would have been nice if these screws were not minus shape, in my opinion. I mean, it's not that hard to be careful, to be honest. Like, it's pretty easy to just use 2 hands to make sure your screwdriver doesn't move away from where it has to be. But I've seen a lot of people make that silly mistake of, you know, including myself at some point, of using a minus shaped screwdriver and like it slips and you can scratch something. What size type screw? They're too small, I can't see. These are it looks like the hole itself is probably M2.5. It's like this. They have a little step on it, and then they're minus shaped like that. I mean, they look cool, but I feel like the top could have been different shape. Yeah, there's some funny screws. Yeah, there's definitely more atypical screw variants here. Don't get these often or ever, really. But yes, flathead is, to me, it's kind of crazy. Like, I've seen people use flathead on like watches and other small parts in there, but because it looks nice. I mean, it looks clean, you know. It's like a line, and you can use that line to follow a certain design and blah 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 blah. You can talk about this whole thing, but yeah, we're in stuff like this where the slipping can be pretty easy. Is not a fan. Not a fan. Okay, so that's the screws for that. Okay. They also offered these force brake pads, which I guess never hurts to just put on. I think these will be pre-applied on the actual buy, I think. Oh wow, they actually offer spots for them. It's pretty cool. So if we look at the case here, there's you know, spots where you can pre-apply them. Or rather, they might be pre-applied, and if they're not, you can do it yourself. But you know, there's spots for it, which is, I think, is nice. Makes it nice and easy, you know. I'm okay with quality of life improvements like that. And also, it makes it so that the pad isn't too thick, which is always good. You don't want these pads to be you want them to be just enough to actually do to you know, dampen the metal to metal, or I guess gasket, and that metal to metal contact surface. So having a little divot is gonna make it a little thinner effectively. But this is a nice little touch, I would say. Plenty of extras to spare. So that's nice. Nice little detail, I think. And then, okay, test and build the PCB, install the silicone socket to the plate, and screw in the top mount. Okay. Connect the PCB to a daughter board, and then basically put it together, I guess. Pay attention to connectors direction. Okay, I'm just looking at that like little manual. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna put this aside for a sec. This one too. Put this guy here. Open our little ribbon cable side. The ribbon cable is nice and long enough, I would say. So this is a pretty easy process. Ribbon cable is still a little annoying, to be honest, but if they are long enough and easy to work with, then no harm. Easy to work with, I say, but I always struggle with them anyway, because I always fail to see the way these actually like go onto the little socket. Okay, I got it. Okay. And there's a JST cable here. This is for the RGB. I think these go in like that. These have an alignment, or rather like a correct orientation. Pretty simple. You can just see the grooves, follow them. And then I guess you just put it on like that. Okay, so I guess you can start from the top side screws, which is all right. Oops. So you can just start with the top side screws here. Where's my other bit for this? Oopsie. Keep like dropping stuff here. Where did I put the other bit? Just now. Put it on the side, and I don't see it. Oh, here, it just rolled over. Jason 709, hello. How are you? It's been a while, right? Okay, so I think these top screws can serve as alignment, just to keep things lined up here nicely. Okay, now just make sure these are nicely tucked here. Okay, flip it over. I watched last night, I think. Lurking? Oh, okay, cool. Well, welcome back. This screwdriver is actually kind of nice. Rotates quite easily. Pretty smooth. And it looks nice too. Full like steel. Alright, so that's that, and then we put on our custom molded feet bump on. It's actually quite nice. It's very cool that it's actually adjusted to the bottom shape. So I think that's a nice touch. Oops. Just need to properly spread it. Just set it there. Same with this guy. Put there nicely in place. Is this the one with the solenoid? Yes, all of the class boards have a buzzer and a solenoid. This over here is the solenoid. It goes like that. When it triggers, like just like very quickly, and then here's the buzzer with the speaker. Okay, and then you just snap this on with the magnets. Voila. Just like that. Okay, screw in all the screws mentioned before, and install the back of the feet. Congratulations. Okay. Nice. Okay, very nice. Very easy build. This build is nice and easy. Very simple. I did not test the PCB before I put it back together, but I think it'll be fine. Okay, so USB port is centered on the board. Ooh, fancy. Okay, it lights up. Okay, that's nice. The LEDs are kind of facing. This is actually a nice touch. The LEDs are facing down, rather this way. So the diffusing of the lighting on the PC is pretty nice. It's pretty satisfying. Built-in desk light, yeah, sorta. Yeah. Kind of interesting, right? Okay, then oh, the buzzer's on. The buzzer is on. Ooh, look at the light, it flickers. Oh, it's activated both, right? Okay, very nice. I can toggle that off. Wait. Solenoid off. And then buzzer off and solenoid off. So now it's off. The buzzer is drawing power from the lights. Oh! That's really, wait, no. Is it? Are you sure? No, I think it's programmed to be like this. I think it's programmed, right? Unless it is drawing power from I mean, that would be funny. It's like a funny accident, you know? Unintended, but it works. It does dim the light. Oh, maybe it is intentional. That's pretty funny. That's actually really funny. Because, I mean, you only get, what, half an amp from USB? So, maybe the solenoid does. It does do that. That's pretty funny. You can also change the tune. Kind of like change it a little bit in pitch. Mode toggle. Wait. Oh, it's like a double? Wait, let me turn this one off. Double. Single. Wait. Yeah. Downstroke and upstroke. Oh, it's just upstroke. Downstroke. So there's 3 modes: downstroke, upstroke, and downstroke, upstroke. Pretty cool. That keeps up pretty well. Oh, no, okay, actually, never mind. Oh, no, it keeps up pretty well. Oh, that's pretty nice. Very nice, very nice. The solenoid has gotten better, actually. I recall the previous one, it was keeping up okay, but I feel like it's gotten better since the last release. I like that you can see it move. Yeah, you can see the little piston thingy move. Pretty nice little tube. Okay, what keycaps should we put on this bad boy? Beige. We can do beige, yeah. Beige. Okay, I'll do a poll. I can do a poll. I can also suggest other things. I feel like red and Dolge could be nice. Dolge could also be fun if you want to just add to a trifecta, the holy trifecta: beige, Dolge, and wob. We can also try like a fun colored set. I don't know. I guess there's like altar. I have altar. I have, you know, you can name a set like Hamon or something, you know. Do you have any essay sets? They're in storage, so no. Effectively, no. I don't use them. Sorry, I just don't use them. Cyrillic beige. Oh, that could be nice too. Okay, I'll do a poll. How to do poll with not much to do here. Berg. Okay. I'll choose a few from these options and add them to the poll. Keycaps. Okay. We said beige. Maybe I'll keep it to maybe I like whose option whose suggestion was that? Was that Shoney's? Cyrillic beige. I have black snail, the Cyrillic kit for black snail, so I could use that. I could do Cyrillic black snail kit with like a 9009 or like a classic beige, you name it, right? We could do something like that. So Cyrillic. Okay, that's one. And then someone said Hamon. We said wob. Maybe Dolce, and something different maybe. Greg. K2SO. Oh, I don't have that. I think I gave it away. What else? Beloved. Huh. Interesting choice. Beloved. There's a dark red with Beloved. I feel like the pink would clash a little much. If this red was not as like a dark, dusty red, I think Beloved would have been good. Maybe I'll put burgundy. Burgundy. Haha, yes, I won the K2SO. Oh, you! Oh, that's right. Sorry, I don't remember who wins like every time. So, or like it's hard to remember all of them. So, I see it was you. Okay. All right, the poll is up. So go ahead and take your pick. Okay, oh, this is cool though. It's a cool keyboard. I think this is programmable on viol, whatever you guys call it. I don't know what was it viol? I prefer to call it viol, like a vial of something. Viol is kind of weird, so viol. All right, I'll reprogram some of these keys. I have Win keyless, so I don't use that. I'll actually put the FN on the top right. And move right alt here because I actually use right alt. These keys, whatever, we're not using them right now. And then there's like lighting. So right now, oh, I see, you can control them. You can change them to like breathing modes. You can change them to like a band that moves. You can do it faster rather, like that. Woo, woo. We can cycle colors. What's direct control? Not sure what direct control means. Oh, maybe direct control is when you. No, that's not it. Not sure. Okay. Oh, is it one color only at a time, or does it have is it if it's cycle all? Maybe that changes colors. I'm not sure. That's cool though. Cool different options. I think breathing speed being low is nicer for breathing ones. Like kind of like that. Kind of like that. I think they look nicer like that. I think. Okay, Beige Cyrillic. All right, Beige Cyrillic it is. Okay. All right. I'll be right back then. I'll bring Black Snail, Cyrillic, and my classic Beige, I guess. Just some good old Beige. Another win for Buh. Yeah. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's put some keycaps on this. Oh wait, I shouldn't put the alphas. Whoopsie. No alphas, no alphas. Alphas are coming from the Black Snail kit. Just need the modifier stuff. Accent enter? Yeah. Cherry. Cherry, yeah, cherry. The cherry on top. Pretty good, pretty good. What am I missing? Page up? Some Afro keys, I think. Let's put the Cyrillic stuff on first. Yeah. Imagine a 10U spacebar on this. That'll be fun. Is that something that makes you go like, sheesh? Man, the red print looks really good. I feel like the quality of their print has been has gotten a little better, I think. Feels like more consistent and like it still does have the raised texture, but it's not like if you see some of the shine through keys before, like they would not look that great, but these look pretty good on these Cyrillics at least. They look pretty good. Is this a recent set? Yeah, it's pretty recent. It's like, is there a date on this? 2025 September it says on it. So pretty recent, yeah. Like last 3 months. This is CRP? No, this is GMK. No, this is GMK. It's in stock on, I think Novelty still, do they still have it? I actually don't know. They might still have it, I'm not sure though. It's the one from Black Snail. It's like Wob and Beige, but I actually split up the Wob and the Beige. The Wob friend, who is that? LFK wanted it, so we split it. The spacebar looks hella white, as in whiter than it should be, or what do you mean? I have a feeling like putting the print screen and stuff here this time. Maybe I'll put an R's in here. Print screen, scroll lock, pause break, like that. Yeah, looks good. Okay, and I need my numpad stuff. Oh man, it looks really good. Classic beige. Diego, is it bad that I really don't like Aluplace and just stick to CF and PC? No, I see no issue with that. You can like whatever you like. Who says that you need to like it? You're not obligated to like anything. And don't let people determine what you like. That's up to you. That's stupid if you were to like, oh, other people like it, so I should like it. That's stupid. Don't be like that. Don't do that. Bad. That's actually like just not good. Like what's the point? It's I don't know. It's supposed to be a personal thing, like keyboards and exploring this and doing all that, you know? I don't see the point. So yeah, no, don't let it like ruin your perception of what's good and what's not. Okay, let's put something to match this. Maybe the red with the bongo. It's not beige, but it looks good. And maybe for the top right, I'm kind of feeling like something sillier. Maybe I'll keep it cat themed and just do the zoom cap. Since this is a safe space, I'm a foam enjoyer. Good for you. That's good. That's fine. That's okay to enjoy foam. You can enjoy foam, and that's cool. I don't love foam. Well, actually, specifically, mind you, I always keep case foam just in case, because case foam is nice to have. Like, oh, you know, I built this Ogre yesterday, and I put shelf liner in it, right? And so, like, for cases like that, it's useful to have to address resonances where they kind of speak a little bit more loudly, so to speak. But I personally don't love the feeling of plate foam. Like, it feels like it inhibits the typing experience to me. Aside from the sound modifying factor, it's more of like when I'm typing with plate foam, it just doesn't feel great. I actually really like the cork ones that the Wuche, was it? Yeah, Wuche people have been doing with their like the zoom and like all that stuff. But yeah, like those cork foam pads have been pretty nice because the material is just more porous and stuff, so it doesn't feel as dense. Yeah, so and then you can get the benefits of the sound modifying part, and then, you know, not make it feel like it inhibits as much on the typing. So yeah, it kind of depends on the person. Yeah, feels nice to say out loud. Thank you. It's fine. Yeah, I mean, you can enjoy whatever you want. That's totally cool. Lana likes stick. Hey. Oh, damn. Long time no see. How are you? Good to see you. I tried so hard to like Aluplace, and man, I just can't. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Maybe one day you'll find a combo that you do like, though. But if CF just does it for you, then yeah, no harm. That's totally cool. Okay, so shall we try this? So let's see. I'm gonna need to adjust the camera here if I wanna put it on the side view here. Can look at it from this view too. It's a little big, right? Let me see if I can like adjust this. Solder PCB, hot swap. I built it with hot swap, but there is a solderable version as well. Yeah, that light is kind of cool, honestly. You can change the color on it, by the way. I can use VL vials. Sorry, God damn it, I keep mixing them up. You can like change it to like red, you know, green, whatever it is, yellow. Can make it maybe like. Actually, orange doesn't really paint that orange. Yeah. Okay, you can do like different colors, which is kind of cool. Is this a plastic case? The curve is tripping me? No, it's aluminum. It's aluminum, but it has a very nice fillet on the front, and it goes all the way to the back. It's pretty cool. Very, very nice. Pretty expensive. Probably alu. Yeah, it's an alu case. The cost of the board kits, I think they're going to be $370 US, I think is where it starts. Let me check my notes real quick. They say, yeah, it starts at $370. There's $320 for bare bones. I think bare bones is like, includes fewer things perhaps, but yeah, $370 is what they say on their, I think interest check, or GB thread rather. GB date starts on the 17th and goes until the 7th of January, and then fulfills 4 months after the end of the GB. About 4 kilograms in weight before the build, I think. Pretty heavy, too. Just got a win from the recent Bogan caps drop, though. I'm scared the eyes on it will be fragile, though. Oh, the goon bags. Yeah, those should be fine. I think compared to V1s, I think they're better in terms of how the eyes are placed, sculpted. Alright, let's try typing on this, shall we? Okay, I'm gonna change the size of this window. It's pretty big. Okay, let's try it out. So let me stop the music over here. All right, let's give it a shot. Okay. Drink a little tea here. All right, let's try it out. So we got these are Nixies on Nixies on alu half, classic beige plus Cyrillic from black Snail, and we have no foam at all, no foam. So let's try it out. All right, this is the Class 100. Very nice looking board. Here you go. Yeah, that's nice. Pretty nice. Pretty nice sounding board. I like how the Nixies are a little bit more muted because they mute a little bit on the upstroke thanks to the milky top. Pretty nice sound. Pretty nice sound from the switches on this particular board. alu half actually pretty sweet. Actually, the feeling of this. So this is top mount. It's an isolated top mount. It uses these silicone socks to dampen some of the bolt on top mount, and it's a nice soft typing experience. It's actually really comfortable, but it still feels like a top mount. Obviously we also have an alu half plate, so you have a little bit extra give on the alphas, but very comfortable, very nice. Really nice sound. Like, it sounds really clean, just like perfect for like a work setting. Actually, it's like not too loud, not too soft, kind of just nice. Yeah. All right, let's go through the mods. It also has indicator lights, so scroll lock there. Num lock, and there's some caps lock in the middle. Yeah, the apparel sounds really good. Very nice sound, honestly. Just overall, the whole board sounds really nice. It's really good. It sounds just very pleasant with the Nixies. I do think like you know, like a long pole build could shine as well. Like it'll just be much louder. But I mean, if you need loud, you know, we can just do this, right? We can just do and just do. So, you know, it can handle, you know, sound. Or if you want to, you know, make it even louder then. Or you can just be really obnoxious. Or if you want to double it up. The solenoid is a nice sound though, I think. So pretty good. Pretty good. It solenoid actually sounds like beam springs a bit. Yeah, I mean, with the solenoid being, you know, so you know, let's talk about the design a little bit, right? So now we come back to this view, and if you undo this, so this actually comes off, right? It's just a diffuser. So the diffusing is quite nice. If you put the full thing, you can see how the diffuser works quite nicely because the lights are actually directed towards the back of the board, and by having this piece, it really puts the light up above as well. When you remove it, you actually lose a lot of that upward facing light, right? And you have indicators, right? As I said, num lock and scroll lock. Caps lock is disabled because I just don't have it currently programmed. But yeah, the solid noise is right here, and the buzzer is over here. But you know, it's gonna be, maybe I feel like maybe the solenoid does sound different when it's uncovered. So right. So kind of more clicky sounding, and so it's just a different, sharper sound. And this piece is pretty thick, you know, like it does have some thickness to this. So it's playing with the sound there too. It's actually enclosing this portion here, right? You have this part and this part. It's enclosing that portion here. I mean, the left part is just to have that little ribbon cable that's sitting there. But now it's really good. It's designed really nicely. I actually appreciate how they decided to forego indicators on like the board, you know, like in switch or whatever, right? Or like, you know, underneath, to put the indicators here for the scroll lock and num lock and caps lock. And thanks to now the PC piece being here, it's helping that, you know, diffusing this light even if it's bright, and it's not as like blinding, right? So so that's a nice touch. That's a nice design choice too, I would say. But yeah, it looks really clean. It's pretty sweet. I like it a lot. I am genuinely impressed by the execution of this board. Assembly was very simple. It sounds really good with no foam, in my opinion. And yeah, it looks pretty adequately like a vintage board as well. It has a lot of that aesthetic too, with having all the modern features. So they have experience in this field now, right? Like they've been doing these class series of boards, and I think the more iterations they've been doing, the better they've gotten. So it's been quite nice. So, but yeah, pretty sweet execution on this. Changed it back to white here for the diffuser, and let's show you the board. So I'll bring it up with the cable here. But there is our Class100. Let me actually turn on the sound now, the music. Oh, there's an ad. Maybe I'll wait for the ad to end. I'll wait for the ad to end. I will wait for the ad to end. Okay, that means water break. What board are you building next and when? Let me check my calendar. Really take my notes here. Let's see. I am probably tomorrow. I'll build a Solaris 60%. It's a 60% that's currently in stock. Oh, I see. I will wait. But yeah. Are ads done? Are we done with ads? Ads are done? Okay, cool. So next board I'm building is probably the Solaris from Keepscape. I actually need to talk to Keepscape just to make sure that tomorrow is okay. But I'm thinking of doing a build for that 60% pretty soon, or probably the next board I'm building. It's a board that's currently in stock. Alex, I think, reviewed it months ago. But yeah, it's a 60% gasket mount board. And it's in stock, and they're also doing like a sale for it, which is nice. Limited in stock run, and it ships within a few days from the US. But yeah, it's top mount and O-ring, and available in WinKey, those HKB, and etc. But I can talk more about that later. But yeah, I'll be building a 60% probably next. Yep. And when I'll be doing it, most likely I'm thinking could be tomorrow afternoon, like midday, or tomorrow evening. A little earlier than today though. Today I started pretty late, so let's say earlier than today's time. Yeah. But around, if it's in the evening, around the same time. But if it's during the day, then I'm thinking like 3 p.m. or something like that, Eastern time, U.S. Eastern time. I decide my schedule sort of a little bit on the fly, just because my schedule does change. Especially like during the week, it changes based on like personal commitments for work and otherwise, and so yeah. Today is Asia friendly. I think most of my streams are actually pretty Asia friendly, pretty evening people and Asia friendly, like Asia daytime friendly, because if I start like around like 9 p.m. US Eastern, it's like I think about like 12 to 13 hour time difference. So it usually ends up being okay for Asia. But if I do it like a little sooner in the evening, then it's not super comfortable for Asia, but it's also never going to be comfortable for Europe. Like Europe is like 6-7 hours apart. That's just like, it basically would have to be midday, but I can't do that during the week. On the weekends, maybe I could do EU friendly like streams, but I also do things on the weekends, so it doesn't always end up that way. I just happen to have a little bit more free time right now towards the end of the year. like on the weekends, but yeah. Ethan 3 and 3. Buenas noches. Buenas noches. Mama Huhu, now it's 12:30 in Vietnam. Oh yeah, so we're 12 hours away from each other. It's 12:30 here a.m. So 12:34 to be exact. So yeah. Okay, so I guess I'll show this board again from this view. You can see it like this. You can, I can change the color on this, which is nice. So you can sort of see this, and it's kind of full size glory. Pretty nice. It looks a nice board. Looks very, very, very cool. I will flip it around so you can see the back. The back is actually two long bump ons. I find this bump on very interesting. It's actually contoured to match the shape of the board right here. This incline over here is actually adjusted to it. It gives it additional thickness on top of that on like these corners, like the part, like, or rather the inner part. So it actually raises the front part a little bit so it doesn't sit as tightly against the dust mat. It's a nice touch. They really thought through this, and it's a simple, relatively simple shape on the sides. And then on the back you get this little PC blocker for the parts, and the USB port is centered right there. And then I'll show you from this view. Now you can see fully built with classic beige, so you get that R5 side profile view. It got EC? No, I don't think this has EC. Is the solenoid separate from the switches? Yes. So if you want to look at the solenoid, you can actually just take this off. This is magnet based. You can see that the solenoid is installed right there. It's pre-installed on the daughter board. It's already installed and connected. And then, it just, that cable, the gray cable, is for the RGB. That's actually on the underside right here. There's a daughter board here in the top, on the top piece that's attached there. That's the RGB. And the ribbon cable over here connects the main PCB to the daughter board. And you see the buzzer speaker is on the left side. That little circle with the H is the speaker for the buzzer. And yeah, it pretty much houses that whole thing in that portion. And it's enclosed by this polycarb piece, which just sits by a magnet. Really, really nice design. I frankly think this is, if I had to recommend a full size, this actually might be a very good choice too. I know that there's like the Intro S100 and like the Seal. There's so many now, right? There's a bunch. I think Neo is also coming up with a full size version of their boards, but it's nice to see options like this, and it's executed quite nicely. You can actually take off this badge as well. This is a 3U sized badge blocker that says Class100 over here, and you can take that off and you can get 3 additional switch spots as well. So pretty nice. Honestly, very, very cool board. I really like how this came out. I'll give MM Studio people their I guess just tell them good stuff, because I really like how this came out. It's a very nice board. But yeah, I would recommend it if you're in the market for a full size and you want that vintage like aesthetic with all the modern features. This is really good. This is really good. It's done so nicely. Like, you look at it from the side, and the caps sink nicely into the case. It just looks pretty clean. The curves are like, like nice and elegant. I think side profile is fairly simple. The case pieces, everything is nice and easy to assemble. So yeah, I'm impressed. It's frankly really good, really good. I would say from the many full sizes that I've built in the past like year or two, this is definitely up in there and one of my favorites, even if it's pricier than some of the other alternatives. I really like this. It's very nice. Yeah. Good night, neat look. Hey, Matt, how are you? But yeah, very good, very nice, and it has a classic like 101, 104 type full size. So yeah, it's very clean, very nice. Okay, I guess that's all I have for tonight. I don't know if there's anything else that I didn't touch base on, but it's that's pretty much all I have for this build. You can find the GB thread on Keycaps. I believe they'll be you know, publishing their product page to their website, Studio, and but the GB thread pretty much has everything that you need to know about the board, in nice little detail. Actually, here's the web page. I can also link it to you. There's a web page for the Class 100. 320 barebone kit, and then PCB is $30, plate is $20, so that's why 370. The group buy starts on the 17th, so pretty soon. They have 3 anode colors: silver, gray, and black, and then they have white, green, and red coating options for the case. So you can take a look here. 320 retro coating white, green, red, and a silver, gray, and black, and then they have Winky and Winkeyless, and then, you know, PCB options, hot swap, and solder, and then plates. They have PC, alu full, alu half, bikini type plate, which is a similar one that they did. The Bina also had the bikini type plate. It's like barely a plate essentially. And brass plate and copper plate also available for those who feel a little nostalgic for those. And then they have extra accessories and extra foam as well. But pretty well priced for this board, I think. Where are these guys from? I believe they ship from China. I think they ship from China, if I recall. So yeah. Oh, Patty. I didn't know you were streaming. Hi, thank you for the raid. Hello, raiders. How are you all? Do you like the Nixie half plate? Yeah, Mama Hoo Hoo. I think this combo came out pretty sweet. I also built plateless Nixies on a few boards. I think the Key Called Zero is one of the ones I remember. I think I built like plateless, and that was pretty good too. Yeah. Hey, we both built the hundreds today. Oh yeah? Oh cool. Wait, what do you build today? I need to look at your schedule. Oh, the DP104. Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, this is the Studio Class 100. Really nice, super nice board. Really nice build. I mean, honestly, I haven't been disappointed with their offerings in the past, like, few that they've had. So, but this one, genuinely impressed. Super nice. Missed another stream, GG. Do you care, Drew? Do you want to be here? But yeah, you do kind of get the option to build plateless with a bikini plate. No, not really. Figured. Jedi Buds, hey, how's it going? All right, for those who got here and want to hear how this types, I can do a little typing test if you guys would like me to. Oh, that's a huge screen. Alright, I can do that. Alright, so I built this with Nixies on an alu half plate. No foam. currently with Classic Beige and the Cyrillic alphas from Black Snail. And this is, I already said that. And yeah, this is the Class 100 from Studio. All right. Pretty nice. And mods. Oops. But pretty nice sound. And then, oh, wait for the up arrow. Yeah, here's the up arrow. Nicely enclosed in aluminum. And then you can do buzzer. And then you can do solenoid. If you're playing FPS games, anyway, yeah, pretty nice. Is there buzzer and solenoid? Yes, you can. So yeah, you can do all of that. Yeah, pretty fun board, and it sounds good. So I think it's a big win for Studio. I think they nailed it on this. I think it sounds nice. It sounds good with these Nixies on Alu Have. I'm sure it'll sound good with a lot of other switches too. So yeah, I actually really like the Nixies on this configuration right now because it gives it that like more muted tone, and so it's like a nice work board type of configuration here. Definoid. Yeah, definitely. All right. So I guess that's pretty much all I got. If you guys had anything else that you guys wanted me to touch base on, but it is pretty much all I have for the build. Any issues with the hot swap half plate? Nope, no issues. I mean, sure, like if you know, the switches are nice and snug with the keycaps, so if you like, you know, remove a switch, there's a chance you might remove a keycap, there's a chance you might remove the switch, so you should make sure it's seated again. But the fitment of the switches on the, you know, on 5-pin on these cherry switches for the hot swap, pretty snug, pretty nice. So I didn't have any issues in terms of feel or typing. even with hot swap. So it's a no-no if you have loose fitment or like things like that, or like if you're swapping keycaps often, you know, they'll come off, you know, like sometimes they'll like come off, and so that can be pretty annoying. So as long as you don't have that restriction, it's usually okay. But yeah, I mean, ideally for half plates and such, it's preferable to have a solderable PCB, just because it fully secures your switches and doesn't risk that something's loose. Like if something's loose also, like you'll risk the way it sounds, like it will compromise the sound, so it'll start making it sound like crunchy or weird. So that can also suck for half plate situations. But this one is pretty snug on the cherry switches, so it seems pretty good. But I imagine there are going to be some switches out there that won't fit that well, and even with hot swap and like sockets like gripping onto pins, like you'll still feel like wobble and such. But it seems pretty good on this case. But yeah, I imagine if you rebuild a lot, then more issues. Okay, I guess that's all I got. You guys want me to rate anybody in particular, or I don't think there's any people doing keyboards now, right? So where should we go? I don't see any of my friendos doing anything either. It's late on a Saturday night, so I was looking to raid Patty, but yeah, that's true. Thank you, Patty. She's probably going to the club. Ooh, okay. Okay. We can head over to the little duckies. Find a random small streamer that's unrelated to keyboards. Oh, we could do that. Let me take a look. Make her some crafting, maybe. You can sometimes do fun stuff. Drawing or 3D printing. Nah. What do they do? What are they doing? Hold on, I'm gonna check out some of these channels. Crocheting stream. Crocheting could be fun. It's just kind of relaxing. What's this one? Embroidery? Is that what they're doing? Or oh, I got hit with an ad. I thought my ad blocker was doing the job, but sometimes I get hit with them. Like rarely they like sneak through. Huh. There's this Japanese streamer who has 9 viewers who is drawing stuff. Maybe, I think they also do embroidery. Maybe you can, oh, they do stitching. Maybe you could rate them for fun. Sami Mochitsuki. Alright. I don't know any Japanese, so oh, but they have a translator, I think. So maybe that'll work. Mochitsuki. Let's go rate someone random. Oh, they do not allow raids? Oh, damn. Wow. That's too bad. Let's raid this polymer clay person. Adorable. Alright. Random person, by the way. I don't know them at all, so have fun. But thank you guys for stopping by. My next stream might probably be tomorrow, either afternoon or evening, depending on the time I decide with the designer. So I'll keep you guys posted, but it'll be the Solaris 60%. I'll see you guys then. Okay. Take it easy. Have a good night. Bye bye, or have a good day. Goodbye.